Have you ever wanted to trade with an automated trading robot? Maybe you thought that it was a good way to go. Maybe you are pressed for time. Maybe you just wanted to experiment with it. If you've ever been interested in trading algorithms, automated trading systems, and today is for you. I'm going to show you the exact process that I went through to create the funny little graphic we've been looking at all week long, which is the Frank version of the trading robot. By the way, hi, I'm Pepper. This is the Godly Trading Half Hour. Actually, it's the trading hour shortened down to half an hour. And today I'm going to be showing you the steps that I went through to build a system. Of course, that starts with the system. So we're going to quickly go through the logic behind what is in this system and then show you how simple it was to test it and automate it. First, as is our procedure, Bible verse. A house is built on, we're building something today. A house is built on wisdom, built by wisdom, and becomes strong through good sense. What does the New King James say about that? Through wisdom, a house is built, and by understanding it is established. So part of the temptation in trading robots. All right, by the way, put me something in the chat. Have you ever traded? Just put me yes or no if you have ever traded with a trading robot, or if the answer is no, if you ever wanted to. So yes, I have. No, but I want to. Drop that in the chat. Yes or no if you ever have, or if you've ever wanted to. Part of the journey of trading with an automated system is fully understanding your system. Because guys, I said guys, for you individuals who are watching, if you are going to be the supervisor of a system, a supervisor of a trading robot, you're going to need to know it better. You can know that strategy better than the robot does. You can't just offload something on a robot, let it go out in the world, and see what happens. You've got to know it better. So let's dive into Frank. I'm going to show you. We're going to spend the first 10 minutes or so. I'm going to show you some trades that are happening right now on Frank. Some trades that happen, the manual trades on this simple, dead simple trading system that are ready to go right now. The automated trades that it took this morning. And then I'm going to show you the process that I went through in order to create this thing. So let's get going. So first things first, let's go through on the daily chart. I'm going to show you a couple of trade. Oh, okay. Nope, that's the wrong one. Frank. Nope, that's Forrest. Frank. There we go. Up on the daily chart. So I've got, click that button and zoom in. Oh, dear. Okay. So we've got oil is ready to go. This is a signal on the daily chart. And over here on my City Traders Imperium prop firm, I got the pending order ready to go. I'm okay with this one because the market's going to close and then open again. Why did I say that? I'm glad you asked that. Put a little note here, daily chart. CAD yen. We have a signal on the CAD yen to go long right now. Here's the thing. This entire trade here on CAD yen is 36, 37 pips. In 26 minutes, the Forex market is going to close. It never closes, right? The Forex market is going to somewhat shut down for an hour. During that time period, the spread on CAD yen is probably going to go to 20 or 25 pips, which means this trade could trigger even without the chart showing it up there. So what I do in a situation like this with a small trade, say, all right, I'm just going to wait for 5 o'clock to send this order. So this CAD yen trade will absolutely, what's your biggest win on a trade? So I had a pound yen trade using Bob, the Bob strategy that lasted for 2.5 months, and it just ran and ran and ran and ran. And that's one of the things that you want to build into your trading system is some way to take profits, not early, but find a logical spot to take some profits and then remove risk. Here's what I do. When I hit 1-to-1, I take half of the profits off the table. I close half the trade and I move my stop loss from wherever it was to my break even, to my entry. So at that point, I can never lose money on this trade, right? If worst case scenario price falls all the way back down, and hits my stop loss, I got out where I got in. I cannot lose money. What that does for you is it gives you the opportunity to catch a runner. So pound yen, let me just show you where I was in this thing. Back in, what is this? Is March. Pound yen ran for me from November to, oh gosh, I can't remember. It was during this period right here. I just happened to catch it and I let it run. And finally, right here, I got stopped out. I got stopped out by price pulling back at a natural thing. Thank you very much. So find a way to leave something there in case you catch a runner. So I was mentioning the problem we have with the spread. So CAD yen is going to get sent at 5 o'clock. So in an hour and 24 minutes, I will send this trade. Now, I didn't find any more trade setups except this one. And I want to show you guys, don't just be a Pharisee. There's nothing wrong with following the rules, but don't be afraid to try new things. So right here, we do not have a signal on Frank. Frank requires one engulfing candle. But that's the way I trade it. That's the way the fellow that I learned it from traded it. You could look at this and say, hey, look, here's this candle and this candle together. And look how this candle is closing. This candle is closing at the low. Remember, Frank is a momentum strategy. This candle is a momentum candle. So you could say these two candles together engulf that one. So that could be a signal. Now, I'm not saying that's how this version of this, that's why the indicator doesn't show it, right? It's not coded that way. But if you wanted to try it out, test it out for yourself, see if this tweak to Frank works, absolutely feel the freedom to go do that. Didn't find any more daily chart. 4-hour chart, I did find 2. So let me show you what those are. So I've got oil's already been sent. CAD yen is waiting to send. By the way, just look at this. Perfect setup here for, hang on, click. Perfect setup for Frank. Would have been a 1 candle win. Paulie mentioned, by the way, Paulie, if you are out there, I got a note here. As soon as I get to my computer, I'm going to actually what I think I'm going to do instead of emailing it to you, I think I'm going to create a Google Drive for all of our members, and all of the algorithms and all the strategies will just be dropped in that Google Drive. For you guys who don't know what I'm talking about, it'd be nice if I talked slower. Our membership program, Godly Trading Pro, is for the low price of $97 a month. You get weekly group accountability, which is fabulous. You get monthly one-on-one accountability, and you get access to everything that we've got, all of the algorithms, all of the strategies, all of everything. So you can find out more about that. I didn't realize this was going to be a paid sponsor, but why not? Find out more about that at godlytrading.com. So anyway, Paulie mentioned to me that really Frank's built to get out in 1 candle, more or less. The entire purpose is momentum. And I know they're like, you guys are probably wondering, when is he ever going to talk about building a thing? Again, unless the Lord is in it, they labor in vain who build it. Unless you fully understand this thing, you're laboring in vain to build a system. So bear with me a few more minutes, and I'm going to show you this. So look at this. Perfect setup here. Aussie US. Perfect setup here. Perfect setup here. All right, both of those would have been wins. Euro Swiss. Perfect. 1 candle, you're in, you're out. Perfect win. Anyway, so down here on the 4-hour chart, we've got Euro Yen is a, you know what? This is why you should always wait for the close of a candle. 10 minutes ago, when I set this chart up, this had a signal on it, but you can see price has closed a little bit. Price is currently a little bit below it. So it's not a signal just yet. We'll see what happens when it closes. And then what I had, so Euro Yen is the only other one. Now let's look at what Frank did this morning, way down on the automated system on the 5 and the 15 minute. Here's your S&P. Here was a signal, no entry. Here was a signal, no entry. You think, well, that's a stop. That's a losing trade. No, it's not a losing trade. Frank kept you out of this trade. You did not get your trigger. This one was finally a win. So we're looking at 150 points, and we got that. Yeah, We just barely got it before it fell off a cliff, but we got it. So on the S&P 500, the one signal that would have triggered you would have been a win today. Gold, no trades today. NASDAQ, we had a really good one right here. And we had a good one right here. You think, well, why didn't it take either one of those? Right now, because I've tested it and I have adapted, put these guardrails around it. Right now, it's only taking trades from this is server time. So this 8 hour shifted, whatever 8 and 17 is when you convert to now. It's only taking trades for this 2 hour block, 17, 18, 19, 3 hour block, and this 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 hour block here. So didn't take either one of these trades. And I'm okay with that. Here's one here. Didn't trigger. Silver. Look at all the trade setup is on silver. Now it didn't take, let's see. Also, this one is from 5 to 7 and then just the 1 hour later. So this one did not take. I'm glad that would have been a stop out. This one probably would have been a win, but didn't take it. This one would have not been a win. This would have been, we're looking for 270 points and we would have gotten 180. So that would have been a loss. Didn't take it because I filtered it out. This one didn't trigger. This one didn't trigger. This one, it actually, you can see my algorithm kicks in at 8 a.m. So that would have been on this candle where my algo kicks in on the 5-minute chart, this candle here. So it started looking for actual setups and it's allowed to trade at that point. And it took this nice, beautiful setup. So one and done, and didn't take this one because it was outside of the time filter, even though that one may have worked out, but probably not. UK 100 still never would have imagined. I kind of threw this one up there as just to round out I needed another index. But boy, the UK 100 has been the best index worldwide to trade with the Frank automated system. And you can see that one was a loss. That one was a loss. Hey, you said it was great. This one was a win. That was a no trigger. This one finally was a win. It took it longer than normal. That would have been a win. That one would have been a loss. But I was in it already, so I didn't take those. And then lastly, the oil trades. Well, a lot of trades on oil. There's a win. Here's a win. Here's a loss. And oil and UK have not been optimized yet. That's why I'm not worried about them right now. Okay, so you've seen what Frank can do. And look, guys, I'm not extolling the virtues of Frank. Frank is just the most dead simple strategy I've ever run across, and it's easy to explain. It's easy to show. So use whatever system you want to use. I happen to like Frank. I happen to like Forrest. I like Bob, though Bob's on the shelf for right now. So here's what, let me find that other, here we go. Here's what I did. First thing I did is I opened up an account with ChatGPT. By the way, you don't need to pay for an account. You can do a lot. In fact, you can do most what you need to do with the free version. And the first thing I did for Frank was I basically went in here, I made a project, and then I brain dumped. And you can't see what I'm doing because I'm not sharing the screen. Sorry about that. I just brain dumped. I said, all right, here's everything I know about the Frank strategy. And I just literally did a brain dump. And then I said, all right, ask me questions so that you can fully, I know to ask me questions so it would fully understand it. And then in the course of asking questions, I was able to better understand it. And I said, okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to write the code for an indicator in TradingView. I highly recommend, I have no financial stake in TradingView, other than the fact that I pay for it, like $250 a year. By the way, if you're going to pay for a TradingView account, wait for Black Friday. It's like $900 the rest of the year, and every single year on Black Friday. Sorry, reading a rather odd comment here. Every single year on Black Friday, it goes on sale for like a quarter of the price. First thing I did was I told ChatGPT, write me a code for TradingView, which is PineScript, for an indicator. And the first thing I did was say, all right, can I get this thing to work? Can I get an indicator to work? That's step number one. Always see if the code gives you the signals you're looking for. And it works, right? Everything seems to be working. All right, that's great. Step one. Step two, write me the code for a TradingView strategy. And in case you're wondering, boom, there it is. This is the Frank TradingView strategy. So if you were going to trade this thing automated, this is what it's doing. So since January 1st of 2013 till today, there have been 70 total trades that it took on gold on the 4-hour chart. And we had a 41% win rate, and we made $13,000 or 1.34%. That's not very good. Well, it's not the point. The point is, with the click of a button, I can now switch and say, okay, well, here's what silver looks like using Frank. Oh, that's much better. Let's see what oil looks like. That's much better. So you can quickly get an automated testing system with this caveat. TradingView is okay when it comes to the accuracy of its strategy tester. It gives you a good rough estimate. What's going to work, what's not going to work. What is this? This is oil. Could oil have, since 2010, it's up 11%. Could it be 15%? Sure. Could it be 5%? Sure. Is it likely to be minus 20%? No. So it gives you a good ballpark estimate. Does your strategy work? And is it good enough to warrant spending the time to go to the next step? What's the next step? The next step is going to be an accurate trading platform. I personally love MT5. I did not initially love MT5. I started with MT4. I didn't love it either. MT5 and MT4 are both, they're not as user-friendly as TradingView, but man, are they accurate. MT4 at one point was MT4, before MT5 existed, MT4 was the most used trading platform on the planet. And with, a couple of million users comes robust code, robustness. So that's why I picked it. And then MT5 comes around, and it's better. There's NinjaTrader. NinjaTrader is probably the second one here in the US that's used. They use separate code, but that's okay. I think NinjaTrader is C+, whatever the hashtag is when you say them out loud. C#, C#, I don't know. And then MT5 is some form of basic. It's called something basic. And there's a couple of others, but those are the two big ones, NinjaTrader, MT5. Those are both platforms that you can rely on the results from. So then what you do? Then you have to know the limitations of the AI that you have picked. ChatGPT is great for intuitive understanding, in as much as a robot, as a computer can be intuitive. ChatGPT hallucinates a lot. It thinks it can do things that it actually can't do. It is an above average code writer for TradingView, for PineScript. It'll do the job. It thinks it can code in MT5. It thinks it can code in NinjaTrader. It can't. I mean, if you asked it to do one little thing, it could. So then you need to go out and grab a different AI. And there's so many of them out there. There's no point in me even telling you which one to use. The big ones, you've got ChatGPT, you've got Gemini, you've got Claude, and Grok. I've used Grok for coding. I have not used either Claude or Gemini for coding. But basically what I did was I just said, all right, ChatGPT, give me the instructions to give to my other AI that has proven itself worthy of being able to code. And it converts what Chat had made in PineScript over into a code that I can test. That's what you're seeing right here. This Frank trade entry, V5. Actually, I'm on version 8 right now. Version 8 was written by an AI. And I just out loud spoke commands into ChatGPT. And it gave me the cut and paste instructions to give to the other AI to generate this code. And now I can test to my heart's content. And so that's what I've been doing. And just like that, this particular Frank trading algorithm I built in less than 8 man hours. I'm confident in that it was less than 8 man hours from inception. Here's why I built it. I was in Isaac's trading room, and I'm trying to use Frank because I don't know why I'm trying to use Frank in Isaac's trading room, but I'm trying to trade the 5-minute chart. And I'm too old and slow to trade the 5-minute chart and get all the straight trade setups. So I need something that'll help me do the setups so I can just click a button. And I did that. And then I was too old and slow to assimilate all the information I needed to assimilate in time and click the button. So I said, okay, fine. Let's just have the robot do it automatically. And that took about an hour to go from, hey, to okay, fine. All right, that emotional roller coaster ride took about an hour. And then it was probably, an hour or two over the course of the next 2 or 3 days to go from version 1 to version 8, which is where I currently am. I still need one more tweak to add to it, one more filter. But doing that, what has that done? That has given me freedom. I can now trade the 5-minute chart at 2 a.m. and trade it with confidence. This week's video of the week is going to be how to have total faith in your trading. That is what we want. We want to be able to go out and trade in the world and not question it, not doubt. We want to be able to stand, and I just love, hey, if you don't mind, watch this week's video and like it if you would. It helps our channel out. I love this verse, Hebrews 11:1, because everything you need as a trader is in that verse. We're going to go through it. But testing a system out and fully understanding it, and then letting the robot go do its thing. Some of you may remember that I had a trading robot that was a counter trend system, and I hated it. It did its job beautifully. It made 13% in 7 months. For a thing that I literally turned on and forgot was there, it did everything that I could ask for. Then it lost 14%. I'm sorry. It made 14% in 7 months and lost 13% in month 8. Well, that's terrible. Well, yeah, but I turned it on and let it go and didn't think about it again. These things require supervision, right? If robots could run the world, they would have by now. So what this whole process that I've learned has taught me is that trading is a glorious exercise, is a glorious skill, and a passion that you can use to set your family free financially. All right. The goal here is for my wife to quit her job off of trading revenue. The goal here is for me to quit my job. All of those things. Everyone wants those things. So my goal is to send my kids to college, whatever it is. We all have these dreams for that. And your strategy, your trading robot, your indicators, they're just tools. It's just the difference between a hammer and a screwdriver. The only difference between doing it manually or having an indicator on the screen, where's my thing at? The only difference between me going clickety-clickety myself and having this indicator on the screen with the arrows and going clickety-clickety and having Frank do it automatically is the difference between me pounding a nail in with a rock or using a hammer or using a jackhammer. It's just a different version of a tool. So don't put your faith in your tools. Put your faith in the one who gave you this calling in the first place. And have faith in the system that you've tested. And then go out and find the most effective way for you to use that, to trade that system. I found a great time window for gold over on Forest that was in the middle of the night. Well, I'm not going to get up in the middle of the night and trade the thing manually, so I built a robot to do it for me. The robot is just an extension of my hands and my brain at a time when my hands and my brain are inactive. That's all it is. So I highly recommend everybody out there build your own trading robot. Find a system that you like. Find a system that you fully understand. The first stage of building is to help you build confidence. Because, again, in TradingView, that whole strategy tester, where's it at? Let me show you. Let me refresh your memory. This strategy tester is it's step one of building a robot. But the main thing is to give me confidence that this strategy is going to work, that there's enough here. I've got enough edge, as social media influencers call it. There's enough edge here to warrant me going and spending the time to build the thing fully. And by the way, your first robot is going to take you a couple of weeks to build, and your 10th robot will take you a couple of hours to build. Building a trading robot is a skill like anything else. It gets easier the more you do it. So, if you have any questions about anything that I have talked about today, I want to go ahead and plug again. If you're watching this on the replay, our free, by the way, if you want Frank, here's Frank, right? Surprise, godlytrading.com/Frank. Yes, Frank Jr. I know. I don't want to talk about it. But we've got a webinar coming up. It's a masterclass. It's a free masterclass coming up next Wednesday evening, and then we're going to alternate Wednesday at lunch and Wednesday evening every other week. So if you can't make it next Wednesday night at 7, a lot of you go to church at Wednesday nights, then the following week will be Wednesday at lunchtime. You can register for that free masterclass at godlytrading.com. All right, guys, I'm going to wait an hour and 4 minutes and send this CAD yen trade to the market from Frank. And with that, hang on, one last comment. Is it a normal one? Thoughts on TND? I have no idea what TND is. Isn't that a TV channel? That's TNT. Never mind. All right, guys. With that, I will see you all tomorrow.